Hello, food enthusiasts and political junkies, and welcome to another episode of
Los Leftovers,
the show where we talk about food, culture, and news you may not have fully digested. I'm Huberto,
And I'm Jordy.
and it is so hot outside. Oh my God. God bless all the people that are walking outside, to all of my walkers, my bus riders, my bike riders. My heart goes out to the unhoused people that are out there because today it is 116. My car read 130 on the thermostat. I don't even think that's allowed. I don't even think that's it's literally an oven in my car. My poor little AC is like fighting for its life to like get me some hot air. But no, we've made it here. We've made it this far. How are you, Jordy? How are you dealing with the heat today?
Yeah, no, it's really hot. I think like it's a torture if you're trying to go anywhere in the afternoon in Arizona, because I just feel like you're entering, like you said, an oven, and you're definitely going to sweat. There's no beating unless you got like some sort of AC unit in your car.
Literally. So, and I've lived through the days of like where I didn't have AC in my car. I've had friends who currently didn't have AC in their car. So I know the horror stories are out there. So also shout out to all my drivers who don't have AC in the car or in their house. Our hearts are with you. I'm like, I feel like that's the one thing we should all like come together on is like, how do we beat the heat like every year? But yeah. How are you beating the heat? Like, what are some ways that you're
definitely putting like a wet towel if you're ever doing like anything outside, keeping like a wet towel on your neck helps the heat. Highly recommend that. And then drinking a lot of cold water. That's what I would say, just to combat this torturing heat.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely agreeing on the water. I am a very big swimmer, but what I've noticed lately when I go to the pool, because it's so hot, the water's not even cold anymore. It's like warm. Yeah. So it just feels like I'm taking a warm bath, and I'm like, this is not it. I almost literally, I'm this close to just like buying like 2 bags of ice and just like dumping them in their
pool. Yeah.
Literally, because it's just. It's not fun.
I don't even think 2 bags of ice would do justice. You need like 20.
Unfortunately. But hey, I mean, as long as my apartment complex allows it, hey, I'll buy 20 bags. No problem.
Yeah.
So, but
invite me.
Yeah. Other than that, Jordy, like, what have you been up to? How's life been?
Pretty good. I heard that you were in a concert recently.
I was. I went to the Las Vegas show for Cowboy Carter.
How was that?
It was life-changing. Let me tell you something. I've seen that lady. This would be my 4th time now, including Vegas. So I went to the LA show originally. And so that was great. I know there were a lot of like technical mishaps that happened at the LA show. But like I still walked away like, oh my God, that was like the greatest show ever. Mind you, I'd already seen Renaissance. And I also saw the On the Run tour with Jay-Z, the second one. But by the time it got to the end, I don't know if you hear the saying like in theater, that usually when it's a show, you usually want to go to like the last show because by then all the actors know all their cues, they know all their lines, they feel more confident. It's also like the last show, so there's like something sweet and bitter about it. That's like everyone's giving their like best.
Yeah, who was in this concert?
So we had some very special guests. Actually, let me tell you like my whole story. I'll try to condense it because it's really quick. So we originally, like my sisters and I, we bought these tickets like very last minute because we were like, I wanted to see Beyoncé one last time. My sisters were like, let's go. So we were like, all right, let's just buy like the cheap nosebleeds. Just go. We're there for the vibes. We're there to just see her have fun. We go to the concert and we get to this area where like they're giving out wristbands for all of the people that are supposed to be on the floor. And like me being me, I'm just like joking around to like the security guards and I'm like, oh, so like, do you have a ticket for me or something like that? just being dumb. Yeah. So we get to the floor. Luckily they didn't check our tickets or anything. It was literally like, they just let us in and we saw everybody. We were taking photos because we were super excited, but my sister like points at me and she's like, look. And I turn around and it's Tyler Perry is there. Oprah Winfrey is there. Gayle King is there. Kris Jenner is there. Khloe Kardashian is there. America Ferrera is there, who actually my sister said hi to her. So hi, America. I know I probably like looked super freaked out to her because I like couldn't get the words out to say hi to her. Kerry Washington is there. Hey, Miss Washington. And yeah, just a bunch of celebrities. I said hi to Gayle King on the way to the bathroom. So, hey, Gayle. Yeah, and we're just like taking photos. But unfortunately, like the security there was very, very like tight. So like everything was sectioned off. So if you didn't have a seat, they were like, you can't just be like hanging out like outside of the tape lines. You have to be in the tape lines. And it was a sold out show. So it wasn't like we could just like be in there, because I feel like then people are like, you're all squished up and stuff. So eventually we were like, all right, we got our $20 worth of like the floor experience. Now we know, like Act 3, Miss Carter, I will be front and center. You will be seeing me. So yeah, I'm definitely doing floor seats. It was so much fun. And yeah, it was like literally, then she brought out Shabuzi, she brought out Jay-Z, and I started crying. And then she brought out Destiny's Child and my head exploded. So just like literally one of the best nights I've had in like a long time. I came back to work and I was like, nothing beats that, like honestly. So
yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah. Have you been to like any concerts recently?
I haven't, but I've recently been listening to a lot of James Brown.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I think something that I like about James Brown, and I didn't know this, I only found out about him like a couple years ago, but I listened to his music and I was like, I know a lot of this music. Like I've heard it in like movies and things like that. There was a particular song that I really enjoyed, which is called "The Payback."
I love The Payback, but continue.
I'm glad that you like the playback. I love The Payback, and it's because I just think it's. I think we could see it now resonating with like what's going on in society now. We can look back at like James Brown and his movement and his movement of funk music.
Right.
Which if you listen to James Brown, you just want to get up and start dancing, you know? So I really enjoyed listening to him, and that particular song, like I was really moved by how he portrays a sense of payback, like a sense of revenge, but in a good way, in the best possible way, because of what was going on with the black community back in the days, and he was just a beacon for change.
Right.
So,
No, and I think like that's the beauty of like music and art, especially like in trying times. And I think like if you're on the internet, you know the discourse of like how much Cowboy Carter actually means to like black Americans and like what it does for the industry, being like a black country artist, because I think what Beyonce really does is like we're in a stage where she's like making the proclamation of like, we invented this, we invented the genre, we're taking it back. And like you can't take anything. I think her biggest statement was like never ask for permission for something that already belongs to you, and like that has so much weight and impact. Because yeah, like I think it's one of those things that like people are gonna like say like, oh well, like they're just. I mean, I don't know. With Beyonce, it was very much like, oh, like she's like a pop artist. Why is she stepping into country? And it's like, no, she's been country. She's been told you she's country.
Yeah.
And like I think that's also, it goes with like a lot of different artists too. Like I think Prince also. I think Prince. There was a song that came out. Rest in peace, Prince. But like he came out with the song that was something about America. Literally 12 minutes singing America. But it was really good. Like I sat through it.
Yeah.
But like seeing the connection of like the two, and like I think that we're seeing a lot more of that happening now, where people are seeing like the stories at the forefront of especially trying to combat like a lot of what's going on.
Yeah, if I can add, Roberto, like with what you said about Beyonce being who she is, and as well as like artists, they try to portray in their music that they are also deserving of what's there. You know, it's not something that they should feel disrespected towards or feel less than others.
Right.
So yeah, I would just like to add that too.
Yeah. Do you have like any other artists that you're currently listening to right now?
Any other artists? I would like to add that I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan.
Why are we on the same? I was literally about to say Kendrick. That was like another artist too that like, again, back to like the culture. He's really good at like taking the moment and like making something out of it.
And one thing that I appreciate about Kendrick Lamar, if I could tie it back to James Brown, is that he recognized the change that James Brown was doing in music and through social change. And Kendrick Lamar is like a very heart-driven artist. So
Right.
he also, I think he also sampled some of James Brown's music into his own, and we see that in like songs like King Kunta,
Yeah.
and also in his Damn album.
No, exactly. Well, hey, I mean, we're gonna have to play some Kendrick after this.
Yes.
Did you go to the Kendrick Lamar concert?
I wish I could have.
It was really good.
You went?
I went. It was
Oh my
so
God.
good. I think that was my second time seeing Kendrick. My first time seeing SZA. Low key, I was there a little bit more for SZA than I was Kendrick. Not because like I'm not like Team Kendrick, like Team Kendrick down.
I love SZA too.
But like I've never seen SZA live, and like I was in those nosebleeds yelling those lyrics. Like if I had like a man at home, that just pissed me off. I was ready. Yeah, no, it was really good. So.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get a little hungry, so I think we should take a break because I know that last episode you had talked about pollo asada fries, and so you know what? I think today's the day. I think I'm ready to try them. So we're gonna go on a quick asada fry run, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and the moment has come. Now, last time we were here, we had talked about carne asada fries, and we had talked about Philly Birdos and how they were closing. Update on that. So I have been keeping up with this story, and I called all the 8 Polibertos that were mentioned that were closed, and I'm sad to say that they are still current closed, except for one, out in Peoria. I believe if you are out in the Thunderbird and 83rd area, you're lucky. You've been saved. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these Philly Birdos are closed. From what I was reading, I guess a lot of these places were overpricing some of the items there. I could be wrong. I'll put it here in the bottom if it's fact checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a few folks were saying that like, oh yeah, a burrito was like costing like $20. So it's like,
Yeah.
it was a lot. And,
Yeah.
but I think that also is just because I think they were just not doing well financially. So, yeah.
I had experienced that though.
Really?
Like going to like a Filiberto's and just getting and I think a lot of other Mexican restaurants were doing the same. It's hard to find a economical burrito or carne asada fries.
I mean, if you go to the grocery store, like meat is super expensive. Like I'm a big like bulk buyer, so like I buy my meat in bulk, my chicken in bulk. So even going to like the grocery store, like a Costco or a Sam's Club to buy just steak, like almost $60. So I can understand that like right now times are really rough for just like a simple carne asada burrito or maybe even some carne asada fries. But yeah, like I'm not paying $20 for a burrito. No, I am so sorry. I'm sorry to Birdo and the Birdo chain. But hey, I mean, I know you've been hyping these up. So
Yes.
why don't you?
I appreciate the fact that you got the pollo asada fries over the carne asada fries. And I didn't go into this, but when I first tried the pollo asada fries, it was like a life change. It was like a life changing experience because I was in the Discord chat with my friends, and we were just playing video games and whatnot. And so one of the things was like, oh, like, hey, like, let's go get some pollo asada fries. I was like, what is that? They're like, oh, it's just pollo asada fries at Federico's. So fortunately, Federico's is still open, and you were able to get them. And so yeah, I to me it's just a food that brings nostalgia. It's like, like, oh, like it's just something that we like to get,
Right.
as a friends,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I couldn't tell you the first time I tried. I feel like I did try it with a friend. I feel like my friend got carne asada fries, and I was like, what the hell? But I don't know. It never occurred to me to do like pollo asada. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to try this. Maybe it'll change my life, and maybe I will never go back to carne asada fries, but we shall see. So, yeah, for
Let's give it a
the
try.
audience at home,
Let's give it a try. I'm so excited for you
look
to
at
try
that.
them.
Oh, okay. So we've got jalapenos, we've got the cheese, we've got the fries, and they're good like size. So
I promise you'll love them.
Okay. Let's see. I just got to move it around a little bit.
Get all the
I
good
wish
stuff
if
there.
only this was an ASMR channel. I'd be right here. Just like, I don't know if y'all can hear that. Like, that cheesiness.
The cheese.
If not, I mean, it is what it is.
He's getting a big chunk of it. Here he comes. Tell me what you think. He got a lot. Is it spicy?
That's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Yes.
No, I like it. I
Let's
like
go.
It's the jalapenos for me.
It's
They're
spicy?
really good. Well, yeah, but like I like
Oh,
spicy.
Oh, you like? Okay,
so
okay.
I have a very good like spice tolerance. So
Let's go for all the ones who know about pollo salad fries. We got Huberto on board.
hey, listen, if you've never had these, you're missing out. So go to Federico's. What location?
There's one on 67th and Thomas, and there's one on Indian School and 23rd.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm gonna
hit
take
those
one
up.
more bite and then hold on, because this is actually pretty good.
Huberto's just amazed at how good he is, how good the pollo salad fries are, that he's gonna take a whole another bite. Mmm. Very satisfied. Very
No, exactly.
satisfying.
Well, I'm not trying to eat on camera. I need a little privacy with me and my fries. So we're going to take another quick break and come back.
Yes.
And we've got a lot to cover today. So stick around. Well, that was spicy. But now let's talk about some things that have been happening in the news, whether it be locally or nationally. Now, if you've been keeping up with the news, you know that, a lot of stuff has been happening locally. Recently, we had our legislative session sine die, and we passed our state budget. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, we're here to talk about the big bad bill. Now, if you don't know what the big bad bill is, it is the bill that was voted on by Republicans. Basically, it's the federal budget is going to give more tax cuts to billionaires and give ICE the most funding it's ever received, even more than the military. Important essential services like Medicaid have had their funding cut, leaving a lot of families worried about their health care and what that means for them. And if you don't know what Medicaid is, it's health coverage for low-income adults and families. How are you feeling about it, Jordy?
Definitely feeling a sense of injustice. And I say that because, one, we're being attacked by a party of Republicans who is majorly taking over our government, and I don't think that's right. I mean, this is a democracy. So more than anything as well, I'm worried about what's going on at the consequence of kids and like maybe like families who are suffering from the cut in Medicaid and the cut in support for their support as working families, and also families who aren't in the level of like the working class. Like we do see like poverty, and people who are in poverty usually are the ones who are trying to get support from Medicaid and as well as like with the immigration, like why are they supporting like ICE when we should be supporting people to ascend in the United States and become established. So I'm worried about them. I just think it's unfair that the government is leaning towards a side of the country that is less like in population, because they're supporting people who they're trying to help tax like people with taxes or people who will benefit from cuts in taxes. So this is just like a side of America that's like very, very like a minority part of America, like the wealthy,
Right. No, yeah. It's like it's all the billionaires, because like most billionaires are probably funding Republican campaigns for elections. And so I think they know that like if they get whoever's so elected to give them tax cuts, they're making more money. The Republicans are getting more powerful.
Yeah.
They're literally putting money into like separating families. And that's like, for them, that seems to be more important than actually like giving health care to like the working families, to giving resources that actually matter, um, which to me is like it's unacceptable.
Right.
As like a politician, like your main duty in politics is to serve the people. And if the people are saying that we need essential services, healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
then or even like a pathway to citizenship, like instead of
Mm-hmm.
ripping families apart, like why are we not trying to find solutions to be able to like help people find citizenship
Mm-hmm.
in this country? So it's a lot of, I think, just misplacement of priorities, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. It's greed. It's
Yes.
yeah. It's most. I think it's just greed. In my opinion, like that's the main root and cause of it all.
Yeah, and it adds to the disparity of wealth that we see in the country. Like, um, Trump and his people and the elite people are helping each other, and like which is like a very small group of people. Where
Mm.
we're left with the majority of people who have a lot of like day to day issues,
Mm.
and like they don't need to be disrespected in that manner
Mm.
further. So yeah.
Yeah, and it all just comes down to power. Which, speaking of power and speaking of like more Republican shenanigans,
Hmm.
um, you know, I think we've all been hearing about what's been happening in Texas with the gerrymandering,
Yeah.
how like Democrats have left Texas to try to stop the vote from happening, because basically like with this vote, it's they're redistricting Texas to be able to have more seats congressionally for like elections and for future stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and if you don't know what gerrymandering is, it's the intentional drawing of electoral district lines to ensure a specific political party wins. Not only that, like I think we also heard Donald Trump saying that he was asking the Department of Commerce to reevaluate the census or to do the census again, but to exclude undocumented people. Um,
Hmm.
because again, I think they're hoping to get the result of like, oh, we now can do the redistricting across the country,
Hmm.
and give more power to Republicans. I smell a stunt.
Hmm.
Honestly, I think it is straight like, and honestly, I think anybody could see that this is just their way of trying to get power. And I don't know if they really love Donald Trump like that, but like this is just setting a precedent to like give him another term. I don't know if you've also heard, but like El Salvador also just like, I guess, Bukele, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Hmm.
He's has ended like presidential terms, so he's now a dictator. Which, and the way that he says it too, he's like, "I'm the coolest dictator," which I'm like, bro, that's an oxymoron in itself, because it's like there's no such thing as a cool dictator. Dictators are someone who has complete power of all government branches. So no, there's no such thing as a cool dictator. And I know if that happened to Trump, I know Trump would say something dumb like, I'm the best, greatest, coolest, awesomest dictator. Like, no, there's no other amazing dictator like me. Like, no, there's no such thing as an amazing dictator at all. So, like,
Right.
to me, it's ridiculous, but I feel like that's what's being set up.
Yeah.
Um, in Arizona, we have the census coming up in the next 5 years, I believe. So I feel like what's happening now in Texas can easily happen in Arizona. And then we're going to see that happen. We're going to see this fight of like trying to redistrict, the areas that may have been Democratic to now be Republican. So again, they're just getting more power to either give Trump the third term in his
Hmm.
presidency, or just continue having that Republican power in the House and the Senate and the presidency. So,
Yeah,
which is
and
very dangerous. And then the Supreme Court as well. So, um,
definitely to
yeah.
to continue on with what you're saying, there is that those tactics that Republicans are using that we
Mm,
like day to day people aren't really looking at what's going on in the House and the Senate
mm,
and the legislative districts, and which we could talk about that, but like we're not looking into that, and we should. You mentioned like the gerrymandering in Texas,
right.
and we should look out to what's going to happen here in Arizona, since it is a swing state. There should be a sense of, okay, like let's see where this goes. We don't want it to occur here, and yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, to continue on with like that topic, there is a sense there's a sense of how to solve this problem. And the problem is that day-to-day people, like working people, like us are are too busy. Usually we have like a lot of things to do to be able to meet like rent, rent, food, groceries, a lot of bills, and we're just focused on our day-to-day work. So like that doesn't give us enough time to look into the things that are going on behind the scenes. So yeah, I mean, more than anything as well, I think this is just a segue into how we should solve this. And the solution that we have always done is like going into like the capital, being able to use people power and bring people together. There, if we come together as a community, there's a majority of us who are being affected by this, and we should go into the capital and talk to our legislative districts, talk to the people who are representing us.
Right.
So yes.
Yeah. And so like if I was someone that's like, yeah, I work 9 to 5, I probably go to school too, so I'm like even more busy, but like what are some steps that people can take then to at least get involved? Because I think that's the first step, is like understanding what's going on. And like I feel like, to your point, like a lot of folks they're so caught up in like their busy day-to-day life that they're not sure what's going on. Like who knows like how many people know about like the whole gerrymandering that's happening, or even the big bad bill. And like we may not see the effects happen now, but they will happen, and they will happen slowly over time. And then people will be affected, and they're going to wonder like what just happened. Like why is it that like 1 minute I'm able to be covered for my insurance or like for doctor visit, but now all of a sudden I can't. And figure out like why, like who's responsible for this. So like what would you say is like the first step for that?
Yes. Well, I would say that the steps to fight against this authoritarian current government is just to, one, if you have a couple hours of your day, look into what's going on. We're a great source of news, and so we could relay that to you. But also, if you have a couple hours of your day, let's go to the Capitol. Let's talk to our legislators. Like get involved. Whatever time you have, maybe 1 hour a week, maybe 2 hours a week. This will accumulate, and then our primaries are coming up, and so that is going to be a big solution for our democracies to get involved and vote.
No, yeah, I completely agree. And I feel like it's also one of those things that like I feel like we've said this on the show before, and it has to be like a continuous message.
Yeah.
Because you never know who hasn't seen what we're like saying. And hopefully at home, if you're watching or if you're listening, that like it hits you, like that hopefully this is able to like sit with you, and that you're able to digest it and, and, be able to like make the change. And like hopefully this agitates you to want to be a part of like an organization, to volunteer, to strategize. Because like you said, primaries are coming up, and it's like who's gonna be the ones that are gonna be making decisions for us. So we need to like turn out record numbers. And even that, so like we need the base, we need the power like triple than what we thought we needed before. So I think we definitely have a lot of work ahead of us.
But it's possible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's possible, and it's for our own sake.
Exactly. But hey, at least we have spicy pollo asada fries. So that'll be the fuel. That'll be the new organizer meal moving forward, is pollo asada fries.
Yeah, and well, we're going to stay connected. We're going to continue dropping new episodes, and just don't forget to follow us, keep us in your notifications, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Awesome. And so we'll see you soon. And remember, when we eat together, we win together.